Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda, hero of psych defender of the fatherland, off you to a glorious 1v1 own. You guessed it, it is Crossroads Winter. To the north it is IncaUna, fighting for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 116th Panzerdivision, Dritte Panzergrenadier Company. In the south it is SturmTigerGiap, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 3rd Armored Division, 2nd Company. We got Elite Armored here with 221s, emergency repairs, Panzer Commander, heat shells, and the SturmTiger with infantry and Panzer bulletins versus Giap's Airborne with Pathfinders, 50 cals, paratroopers, anti-tank guns, and the P-47 Triple Infantry. Also, big thanks to Andrew for supporting and donating to the Propagandacast with this hard-earned money. You too can join his illustrious ranks, or those are my patrons, supporters, and other Patreon and donate. Support the Propagandacast. Links in the video description. And, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. Have a nice chat. What did you like in this episode? What didn't you like? And just how amazing am I? Anyways, got the point there. Double full screen here for IncaUna and the Oberkommando West, heading eastwards here with the 116th Panzerdivision. Pathfinders out there for Giap. A common choice there for some places. Again, you like to basically get out troops more aggressively in terms of timings. Also laying down beacons to give an intelligent advantage there over IncaUna in the early game. Cheeky yet effective. Full screen saying southeast there still. SturmTiger left to basically hold the corner here. I found that a bit of a curious choice. Full screen is really much better suited for this, I think. You know, rifles that are better at range. Overall larger squad, but I guess it's just kind of how it turned out for the IncaUna. Samax by the Southern Fuel. Another full screen squad there for IncaUna. More rifle in there for Giap. Freedom and democracy. Holding up in the centre here. Pathfinders going eastwards. Lots of Samax here. Very good work there by IncaUna. We got the truck flowing up here for IncaUna and Germany, Deutschland. Probably going to be pushing out the 221. Like the Panzerspielwagen here for the 116th Panzerdivision, which was formed up from the shattered remnants of the 16th Panzergrenadier Division and a tank training and replacement battalion stationed somewhere. I think it was Brittany, actually. Little fun fact there. We've got full shouting at the Pathfinders. 2 squads versus 1. The Pathfinders again, while they can be good in one-on-one engagements, supporting large engagements, when they suddenly get outmaneuvered, they're quickly bad. And there we go. Giap makes the right decision, retreating there. IncaUna's got the truck out there. And again, I imagine we're seeing the 221. SturmTiger up in the centre, ground the point here, then probably a battlefield headquarters. It could surprise us all with a mechanised regiment. But while they're in the centre, also very good. East at western point being dug in with tank traps. Back here at Giap Space, we've got the Lieutenant. Common in 1v1s, less common in 2v2s. 2-1 on the way there though for IncaUna. Very much within all predictions and expectations. It is a very solid piece of light vehicle to rush out as the Oberkommando West. Hence why a lot of Oberkommandos players do like to rush it out. Got the beacon down there, and there you go, full catching rifle out in the opening, a bit of skirmishing here as both sides looking in the optimal cover position against the other. Got the SturmTiger moving and looking to perhaps flank the rifle squad. 2-1 right around the corner here for IncaUna, and the German army lieutenant still on the way here. Got a bit lost in the snow roads, and turns out he can't read French. Rifle squad there pushed back. Got the 2-1 out there, like the Panzerspielwagen. Car upon they're being hit. Nice and sneaky raid there by Giap. Avoids most of the main points, then sneak through the lines. Excellent play there, thumbs up. That's going to force the 2-1 to deal with that, and then force IncaUna to dispatch troops to deal with that. And he moves quickly on there. He knows he's not here to grab points, he's just to cause as much havoc, confusion, and disruption. Meanwhile, though, IncaUna's doing the exact same, but with a much larger force here, and probably going to rush in the armoured car to assist once he's perhaps buried those Pathfinders in the snow. Return moving forwards here to support Giap. Real something against the Fultz Grenadiers. More rifle squad arriving there. We got a 5th cal for Giap here to further try and contain IncaUna's infantry and also act as a deterrent to the 2-1 for getting too aggressive. Falling back towards the heavy cover. 2-1 on the move. Rifle squad, they're getting focused down first. Armored car joining in. I would not be surprised if Giap may respond here with a bazooka on the lieutenant once he gets the munition. Well, gets him into connected territory. SturmTiger alone health, getting a panzer strike there. Truck gets set up. I imagine it'll be the battlefield headquarters here. Pathfinders leading the way for the 50 cal. Reinforcing, and there we go. We do actually get mechanised ready here for IncaUna. Now that is a surprise. That is a very rare move nowadays in the Oberkommando West meta game. It's just so much more focused. Oh, wait, no, cancelled. Guess it wasn't that. I was about to say, very rare in the Oberkommando Schweizer game since just mostly focusing on the Belgrade headquarters, the flak half track. But I guess IncaUna either decided against it or was more curious about or focused on reinforcing stuff. We'll have to see what he ends up doing there, though. Lining up for push towards the centre, Giap and the 2nd Company here of the 3rd Armored Division quick securing the centre. Here we got more beacons here from Giap as well. SturmPionier Volkswagen Armored Car leading up for the main assault here on the centre. IncaUna wants it for Deutschland, and Giap seems willing to concede at least a bit of ground, but not the centre itself. We do have to get the mechanized regular after all for IncaUna now. This is where things get interesting. I mean, it's used to be like the #1 truck choice there from the Oberkommando, but has become so much rarer. So I'm definitely curious as to see what IncaUna does with that. In the west, we got the 221 with the Lieutenant taking a nasty bazooka hit there. Got the Volks pushing ahead here. Can then steadily begin upgrading with a SturmGewehr 44. Charging out the lessons first, then it can deal with the Lieutenant. Going for the Eastern Victory Point here, we got 492 vs 462 ambulance for SturmTigerGiap and the 3rd Armored Division. Note for those wondering what the role of a Pathfinder actually was, there was sort of basically troops dropped ahead of the main landings to set up, beacons, if you will. Well, actual beacons, like, and spotting squads also prepared the landing zones for the major paratrooper drops, for example, during Normandy. So, little fun fact there. The British, by the way, also had Pathfinders for their airborne troops. Brandhandgranate off there, catching that in the open. And we'll have to see what Giap goes for next. So far, no vehicles. Sandbags up at the carve point. Back in IncaUna's base. No looks, no Puma? Did he just go for it, to rush ahead? Guess it's not much of a rush, but you go for it anyways. Nope, there we go. We do get the Puma, the 234-2. Heavy armoured car here for IncaUna and the German army. Note the Puma was an overall fairly rare version of the armoured car. The 234 armoured car itself was quite, common. And they probably made fairly large numbers, but the Puma version was fairly much the rarest one because they were not huge fans of it and actually wanted to make the crews too bold and less concerned about reconnaissance, so they would cut the Puma out and just focus on the 234-1 and the 234-3 and 4 versions, which had respectively either a 200 cannon, a 75 autocannon like the 222 for example, but also the later version either like a 75mm cannon or a Pack 40 mounted. Oh, we got the Puma out here. No assault rifles yet here for IncaUna and the German army. Centre is wide open, kind of open, I wouldn't say wide open. As Giap is shifting more weight towards the western point, yes, he's obviously starting to get concerned that IncaUna may try and cut his fuel points again. Got the Puma out there with its 8 wheels. Ralph Scott, Pathfinder Scott coming up there. Not enough munitions for the Brandhandgranate. We do get some assault rifles up there finally for IncaUna. Puma engaging, Stuart light tank here for SturmTigerGiap. Interesting, it seems like it's response to the Puma, which, I mean, the Stuart is not like the greatest Puma counter, let's just put it like that. Ground western point here. I mean, it technically can happen, but the Puma is very much favored in that engagement, of course. It could be Giap just intends to play around and just call in anti-tank guns thanks to his doctrine. I mean, that would be a half bad idea. Or I suppose it would be crazy and calling the Paratrooper squad to equip with the bazookas. Armor car catching the 5th cal there, got it upgrade to the 223. Befehls Panzerspielwagen, forcing back the 50 cal there, and we got the Volks moving up, it backed up the SturmPionier and of course the 223. Lieutenant's going to have to retreat pretty fast, there's an increasing chance it just gets wiped here. Oh dear, that's going to be a wipe I think. Unless Giap has the double zone luck, which he did not. Lieutenant there got utterly exterminated there, a bit of a lapse in concentration there for Giap, which was easily spotted by IncaUna. Got the M51 Stuart light tank out here for Giap, Freedom and Democracy, calling in a Paratrooper squad here. 101st Airborne, Screaming Eagles, ready to support here the 3rd Armored Division. MD-34 for IncaUna, not a bad choice at all. Ooh, misclick there, I would guess. Powerpunch got the building, moving in the Puma to help deal with the Stuart. 2 to 3 moving to assist there. Good hit there by the Puma, punch straight for the Stuart light tank. East side there we got the Ponce kill by the echelons. And back here the MG-34 arrives for IncaUna, Germany, Deutschland. Center secured, 223 moving eastwards. Got the Puma holding up here, and we got the SturmTigerGiap in the cemetery, well dug in. Though lacking any more firepower against infantry, they may not hold long. Again, note the way IncaUna moves in his forces to basically increase the chance of getting a wipe here onto Giap then, also forcing retreat fast in other cases. Pushing through the centre, the MD-35 fronts out the building here. Paratrooper squad has landed and is being equipped with the Browning light machine guns. Very much expected. Could also go for the top. Nope, cancels it. Grenade. Ah, that was a quick decision there by Giap. Interesting decision too. Opposite prioritise forcing the machine gun out there faster than getting the paratroopers upgraded. That is some really sharp decision making here. Thumbs up to Giap. Probably would not have made that decision myself. I'm not saying that because I think what Giap there was wrong. Just that I'm not as sharp as Giap. So reinforcing there, Stuart moving forwards here. Puma lands a great hit there with his 5mm cannon, punching straight through the Stuart light tank's arm. We get another paratrooper squad here for Giap. He hasn't even upgraded the first one, but again, upgraded paratroopers are fairly competent infantry, so But it is surprising though. There we go, light machine guns again here. Guessing double light machine guns here from Giap versus IncaUna. Squads moving up the right flank here. IncaUna should have probably considered taking up soon here. In part, I think just to bring up some orbital dump, because against all these paratroopers with a lot of light machine guns, I think IncaUna would benefit a lot from some own light machine gun troops of the elite kind to challenge the paratroopers, because the folks going to be are going to be just target practice for these screaming eagles. In this case, bird food. SturmTigerGiap squad, they could flank the Stuart and get off a rocket hit there, and no, they didn't. Booming up the centre here, but there you go. 5th kill proving to be a problem here. He pops armor-piercing rounds. Still, IncaUna risks a shot there. East flank there, wide open. Giap sends his men through the snow to claim the eastern car point there for the glory of freedom and democracy. Back hit, reinforcing healing for IncaUna. Puma shoots, paratroopers start the building, and the MD-35 gets caught in a terrible position. Fleetly drops first, and the rest have to fall back before the paratroopers utterly annihilate them. 223 there, almost fixed up. And we got a truck there for IncaUna, very good. Tech on the way there. Got the paratrooper secure on the carve point, very good there for Giap. Again, good disruptive play by both sides, hitting the resources. Looking to slow down things there. We go, armored car charging in, 5 kills. As John Bobertson gets murdered there by the 223 at close range, and Jack Jones Bangalore follows him to the next pixelated realm there. Folks is bunched up awfully close to each other. I mean, that can increase the chance of the Stuart getting more than 1 kill with a shot there. Still push back the paratroopers. But really good push here by Giap in the end, even if he does force to fall back. Ensures that IncaUna doesn't get too far ahead on the resources. Giap, of course, may want to consider taking up himself soon. IncaUna with the Schwere Wehrmachtschlepper there. Is that because it's got a rally point over there? Yes, indeed. I don't think he intends it up all the way over there. That seems a bit much. Now the MD-35 for IncaUna. Interesting decision there. Interesting to go for another machine gun. Not so I think it's bad, but again, part of me would have figured he might want to prioritize some orbital dart more. Then again, he's got a lot of infantry. I'm guessing IncaUna figures he does need more infantry. All the way, that's the second MD-35 out there, giving him a lot of supportive firepower for his infantry. Brown gun on the 5th count, going to flush out those Yankees. Hey, does anyone smell bacon? Yeah, that's you, Sarge. You're on fire. Oh, crap. Volley fire here. A bold move there by Giap here versus IncaUna's Folks Grenadiers. Center secured here. Puma falling back. Got 2 kills, veteran to 1. 2 to 3 here. Laying down medical supplies. Thumbs up there. Schwerer Panzer quarters almost done. Still moving to deal with the Yankees, or the Germans in the east. Now going to be for the flank. Paratrooper squad here. Charging as well for freedom and democracy. Giap definitely has a fairly elite focus force with 2 paratrooper squads. Not bad at all though.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
2 to 1, they're turning into the rifle squad there, but again, I think, anti-tank rifle grenade there. Folks going to do SturmTigerGiap being hit veteran 3 gain. Schwer Panzer quarters authorized here and tears into the rifle squad. Grenades in the midst of the advancing Germans, causing only minus harm there. Still forcing retreat before the paratroopers themselves are sent packing as IncaUna stops for nothing. Except maybe a direct order from the Führer. Back hits reinforcing. Medical supplies have already been used up. Power punch something up here, booming in here, trying to pursue the Stuart, but Not entirely sure why he stopped up there. I guess he was just concerned there might be something hiding around the corner. No weapon rack yet here for Giap. Got the Paratrooper making its way back. Still, IncaUna's got a quite formidable force here versus Giap at the moment, but admittedly, again, Giap's got a pretty formidable force as well, so quite interesting to see. And despite, you know, the light vehicle advantage, I mean, Giap has been doing quite well using the terrain to negate it as much as possible. That is really good play there by Giap. And I think most players were not bothered with the steward here, but again, I think Giap realised he just needs to help deal with the infantry and maybe act like as something to, like, you know, keep the Puma's attention away from the rest of his forces. So it's like he's still doing quite a bit despite the Puma technically being a hard counter. That's also, I think, a sign there was some really interesting play there by Giap. And of course, smart. 50 cal versus MD-34, I would say that's a 50 cal favoured fight there, and they force more troops around and get a Banhan gun off. Yeah, that's going to be a retreat there from the 50 cal and eviction.
Battalion just released a major for action.
Got the major out there for Giap, can soon begin pushing for Shermans. Of course, versus the Puma, he may be more inclined to go for the Jackson tank this one, particularly since he knows his opponent has gone for Elite Armored, meaning there's heat shells, so a wrong move there with the Sherman could quickly allow the Puma to knock it out. So we're not surprised if Giap ends up going for Jackson tank source here. IncaUna, the meanwhile, very close to the Panther 4 Model J. Steward rushing eastwards there. I wonder if he's even going to get this upgraded and with what. But there you go, straight to the MD-34 here. But, ooh, close call there. Doesn't get suppressed in time, and he's going to have to pull back that MD-34 crew before Giap's Paratroopers there finish it off. He started there. Quick maneuver here, make great use of the train to flank around. Puma flying away there, 5 kills. Shoots, misses the steward light tank. On the west of it, got the 223 here as the advancing Paratrooper from the Raft Squad. Bastogne full gain, really good handling there. Part of me is starting to think he may want to start using it set up like lock down a point here. I'm still misspelling it Regal, and it's a Regal. Anyways. Panther 4 Model J there for IncaUna, sehr gut. Briefly to the Shem, but again, I think Giap is again thinking about the Puma and will likely go for the Jackson tank instead. And since while the Puma tank can also take on the Jackson with some heat shells, the Jackson does have the range in its advantage. The Sherman does not. Beacons down there. Did someone say bacons? No, beacons. It's never bacons. We're on the front line. Mortier for Giap. Now that's a very good addition there. Thumbs up. Bit of a little support, particularly for smoke students, I think, could add some pressure in IncaUna, particularly since IncaUna doesn't have like easy access to it, he'd have to go for like, the Stuka zu Fuss. Boom, they're caught by the catching the steward here, but once more steward gets away. These two folks caught up by the Paratroopers there. And the 50 cal, of course, crucially. West side there, big push here by IncaUna, realising Giap's swinging hard east. He goes hard west to hit the resources there. And of course, I imagine Giap's going to do the same thing. And there we go, we do get the M36 Jackson. Panther 4 Model J ready, adding the Panzerkommandant here for the 116th Panzer Division. Dritte Panzergrenadier Kompanie. Got the Panther 4 moving ahead here. Malta could be in trouble though, if the Panther 4 could hit. Squad being attacked by the MD-34 head on. Still no sign of getting the Paratroopers. Again, they are clearly doing well for themselves. Already got Veteran too. So it's not, again, like, you know, unupgraded. They're, like, bad.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
They've done a lot of killing, but they've clearly done some damage. Sandbags in the west. They're heading up on the way here for IncaUna. And Deutschland. We got 355 to 345, pretty close in terms of victory points still. I mean, these are definitely some highly skilled players. Jackson out here for Giap. In the center, we've got the Pathfinder moving forward here. Pushing on the west side against IncaUna's western field position. Enemy field fire incoming fire. May want to pop the incendiary piercing rounds here. Brandhand Grenade and the troop to make the cover. While it's certainly a lot nicer and hot, it's also a bit too hot, in fact. Push on the center with the Pathfinders. Jackson moving in as well there. Puma on the move. And we got artillery strike here, bombarding the German positions. Puma ramming here, going for the Jackson. Panther moving from the other side. No heat shell survive from IncaUna. Almost got the Pathfinder, but he does narrowly survive here. East side is also a great push here by IncaUna. Back here, reinforcing. 223 close to the ace level. Again, I think at this point, with the Jackson and everything else arriving, he may just want to like set up a fuel point and begin securing himself resources or munition point. But I think it's time by the front line by now is starting to look more questionable. But again, IncaUna doing a great job disrupting Giap's resource flow. Great job indeed. Reinforcing healing. More of the same stuff here. Bit of flank here against the Paratrooper there. The Volkskammer's are definitely a bit outgunned. Still got the mortar around here. But in this case, they backs off as the Volkskammer's also got heavy cover. The Paratroopers do not. Moving up the center, Jackson backing up, but there's the Kedden of the Jackson's not much using. There you go, Puma trying to get a hit on the Jackson here, but risk anti-tank grenades here still. He makes the effort, Jackson shoots, misses, Puma shoots, misses. Pretty lucky there for both sides in the respective ways. And also unlucky. Perhaps fine push back as IncaUna moves up all infantry here versus Giap. You could try and like launch a flank for here, but there you go, 5th coming up to cover such a flank here. Bring out the cemetery with the Paratrooper squad there. 7 kills now, halfway to the ace level. Panther need repairs. We do have the repair pioneers up there. Very good. Thumbs up. And again, a nice big push here by IncaUna. All of his full moving forwards in one great coat-cladded mass of infantry. There you go. Paratrooper on the retreat path there. Could risk a wipe here with a bit of bad luck, or good luck, depending on your side. Stood moving in here. Great mortar hit there. Disrupts a bit their IncaUna's formation, allows the Paratrooper to slip through. Well, 2 of them to slip through, the rest are dead. 2 to 3 by the ace level, 17 kills. I mean, that has obviously been a great investment here for IncaUna at this point. But again, I think it might be time to set up a resource point and just start pushing for more fuel faster. Puma gaining veteran 4 there. Greatly understood light tank. Mortar landing off close here. Paratroopers back for reinforcement healing. Other squad there, all's. Let's click there. Is back here as well. Artillery fire in the east here. And IncaUna definitely position the machine gun gewehr there in response to that little artillery strike. Panther opening a RAF squad and spectacularly misses. Reinforcement back here at the base. Got the Panther for the gaining medicines, 7 kills. Bit of a standoff here in the east still. Still no sign of any upgrade in those Paratroopers. I'm really wondering what he's planning there. If he's planning anything at all. Bit of quiet there back at IncaUna's base. MD-35 as a major. There you go, another skirmish to the Puma and the Jackson. The Jackson once more stands triumphant as the Puma backs off. As it's not really ready for taking on a Jackson tank store head on. Again, if he can catch Jackson off guard, he definitely has a chance of the heat shells and the aimed shot. Artillery strike called in here using the Panther 4. A coordinate barrage there from the division artillery. Narrowly gets out there in time. Very narrowly. And these are the major ground, these are missions point in the center. Giap lining up for another assault here. Could soon go for the Thompsons and the Paratroopers, or theoretically for the bazookas, but more likely he's going to save up for those light machine guns. Back here, reinforcing healing. Another Jackson there for Giap. He's staying at range here versus those goddamn Nazis. Puma lands a nice hit against the Steward. Ace level gained. It's so rare to see a Puma and then Puma gain ace level nowadays. So there you go. Great kill here for IncaUna. Definitely a bit of slap there for Giap. At this point of the match, not the hugest blow either. But it does mean he's got less to support against infantry. And nothing to really like work with the Jacksons. So again, he's going to have 2 Jacksons, and that's obviously a significant threat for IncaUna's army as well. Penful Hetty engaging, shoots, whiffs. Troop reinforcing healing there for him in the west. The Paratroopers, the armored car. Second tank destroyer ready. Panther 4 backing off. They're having had a bit of a brush with the tank destroyer. 2 to 3 holding out. 21 kills. Another hit on the Jackson and the Panther 4. MD-34 Duke McCain gives the advancing ammo cannon. There are limits to what it can do there. Also got the Paratrooper on the flank here. Close to the ace level. Still no clear indication of his plan, but there you go. Great hit from the Panther 4. We got Theme 41, 249. IncaUna is definitely starting to like inch ahead here of Giap. I mean, you could consider SturmTiger like this to maybe blast some big holes in the infantry. But honestly, there's all these Jacksons. Like, a Jagdpanzer IV could be a pretty good addition, in particular with the heat shells, honestly. Could alarm a fairly competent way of pushing back these Jacksons. Need to fix up that mighty Panzerkampfwagen IV. I mean, theoretically at this rate, he could also try and push for the King Tiger Wedges up to the 300 fuel point, that way secure more resources. Then again, versus double Jacksons, that'd just be presenting a very large, easy target for them. So I think, like, Jagdpanzers would be much more simple choice here for IncaUna. Paratrooper they can finally get upgraded with something, considering we upgraded the light machine guns. So again, I imagine it's going to be what you have to see here from Giap. Sturmpuny, oh, cock it! They get wiped for trying to salvage the Stuart. That's a painful there for IncaUna. He's replacing them though. He's also lost the Volksgrenadiers. Really think you should start considering some Overlord in here though versus Giap. Paratrooper on the western fuel point here. And we finally got the 2 to 3 sitting up here on the point here. You can both fuel and munitions. He's active floating a lot there. He also has definitely some surplus there, so you know, some mines in there could be an idea. Smokes from the center. Thumbs up to Giap. Now upgrade on the Paratroopers though. He's setting up for the P-47s instead. I mean, that makes sense again considering the timing. That does make sense. Fifth column major holding up there. Rob's got holding up the center. Bit of quiet here between the two sides. IncaUna's probably trying to figure out his next move, so is Giap. Oh, hello! I think this is a first. We're actually seeing the Paratroopers being equipped with the M9 bazooka, which, by the way, worth noting, and the Paratroopers basically acts like Panzerschrecks with a higher rate of fire. Of course, they're elite bazookas, or they are bazooka experts. Experts. I'm an expert! Oh, shut up, just because you know a bit of French. Jackson shoot misses the Puma, almost lost one Jackson there. We got the center here. Another Panther wave for IncaUna, no Jagdpanzers. I mean, get more Panther 4s with heat shields than the Puma can do it, but honestly, Palmer would figure Jagdpanzer here. But there you go, we got bazooka Paratroopers. That could definitely be a threat to both the armor and the Puma there. Trying to catch the Puma here, the IncaUna causes no intention letting that happen. MD-34 they narrowly stopped part of the assault at least, and the Paratroopers move forwards. It's mortified, that was not a smoke mortar there, but Bomber would have figured that. There you go, Paratroopers push back. Nice attempt here by Giap, but unsupported there by smoke, and the MD-34 rather fell foul of the laws of machine gun fire. Giap following up with the Sherman tank here. You got 298 versus 230, but this is definitely not your average Obo Commando versus American fights. I mean, bazooka Paratroopers, multiple Paratroopers, Puma. Also, that mortar is really going through IncaUna's Volksgrenadiers. It's time to run up infantry, in fact.
The capture point is under attack.
Should definitely consider some Obersoldaten. But I'm still surprised we're not seeing a single one there. Peb's going to work here. 12 kills, especially 3. Machine gun about to get wiped out. Puma's going to have to try and defend. I don't think he's going to do a very good job. Then, particularly once the Jacksons arrive to, well, shoot it away there.
The enemy is
Sherman right around the corner here for Giap. Moving forward to the Paratrooper with grab, then moving forward. This could be another blow to IncaUna at a point where he's like not really in a position to afford more losses like these, unfortunately for him, but great for Giap. Malta is close to the east level already. I mean, that's just been a great investment for Giap. So thumbs up there. Panther the Major and a Jackson. Got the two torpedoes covering up this western support there. Definitely looking a bit rough here for IncaUna at the moment. They're not smooth sailing for Giap either. Full score about to get wiped out. Need to treat them schnell alongside like Alpha. And you feel fine covering fire here. And he still loses the full score squad. Now down to just the SturmTigerGiap and one full score squad there. That is a huge. We've also got the Paratrooper, the Papa moving forward here for freedom and democracy. MD Fed for those opposed to the wankers. Could try and pop the interior up here to show those for damn to army gangsters. Was the master of this battlefield, but yeah, we got the mortar immediately getting to work. They're almost wiping out the MD Fed for immediately, and that would be another slap across the face of IncaUna that will leave his ears ringing. He's going for another Panther 4. Okay. We are looking at a formidable Panther force here from the 116th Panzer Division against the Americans of the 3rd Armored Division. But IncaUna is incredibly strong infantry. Playing with the 2-3 against the MD-34. Pulling to support. Got 198 points left here for Giap versus IncaUna's 250. I mean, IncaUna still has some advantages, but the infantry is really starting to look, well, quite gone. Giap still got the Sherm sort of stuck there somewhere out there. The place. God damn, I can't find my way through. It's all in French. Le Paris. Like, what's that? I think it's Paris. Hell no. Got the 3rd Panther right here for IncaUna. That is, again, quite the armoured force assembled here. I mean, he could probably make a really good push with them, combined with the heat shells, the Puma, maybe some artillery strikes. But again, it would be nice if he had some access to some smoke there. Theoretically, try and dive in the two. No, they can't lead us, but the Puma could do actually. Risky though, but he could try it. Artillery called in here by the Major, but the Panther force pushing forwards here. Puma on the move here. Oh dear, the armors are messing up here. They're trying to do what I call conga line, which is just they all trying to like follow this exact same path at the same time, which obviously causes issues. Puma didn't fire heat shells. Only one Panther was firing heat shells. No blitzkrieg either. Except too late. There's no aim shot here. That completely went sour there for IncaUna. Partly again because the tanks tried to like all of a sudden just go through the same point at the same time, rather than just like trying to find various paths through the same fairly open space there. So that's definitely frustrating here. Panther force taking a lot of damage. Puma they're also taking damage. They are in the line of the P-47s. There you go. Jackson there down, but there's still one left. Eventually two there. Puma abandoned inside of the base here. Panther force are getting stuck because of the bloody Puma. And the main gun is out there. Panther 4 going for it. Shoots. Misses. Oh, the end of Jackson takes out the Panzer 4. Leaving IncaUna with just a main gunless tank inside his opponent's base and abandoned Puma. With that, I think IncaUna is safely dead. GG, game over. A brutal loss here for IncaUna, and he was so close, but yeah, just again, gotta be mindful trying to move more than one tank at the same time. Again, they have this nasty tendency of they wanting to like all move at the same place at the same time, meaning they'll just get stuck in each other, then the other tanks will get stuck up and like it completely mess up any armored attack. So like we need to treat, you have to like manually order the same tanks, like go for 3 various paths, or you get screwed over like that. Trust me, I've been there a lot of times, like a blitzkrieg disciple. You really got to be watchful for the pathing because it really pulls that nasty number on you. That said, again, infantry and some access to smoke I think would be very helpful there for IncaUna, and some more flanking there. But still, I think a fairly fascinating fight here with some less seen stuff here in the current meta game, like Bazooka Paratroopers and the Puma. So I hope you enjoyed this match. You learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.